Hi. I just got done watching your video on cognitive dissonance, and I know that you made it a few months back, so I'm not sure if you're going to watch this response, but a few things that you said really resonated with me, so I wanted to talk about those. Even though your video was pretty fragmented, and not all of it made sense, and I think that kind of went along with your insanity theme a little bit. You seem very open, very honest, and clearly intelligent, which is probably why you have so many viewers. And I think it's interesting that what you seem to do is put this very bluntly honest, put these thoughts out so that they can go through the filter of all of your viewers and come back to you. So really it's centered around yourself. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I think that having a YouTube account is really strange for your identity. It's definitely been strange for mine because basically what people are seeing is one facet of yourself, which is you sitting in a chair musing to yourself about philosophy and talking to a camera, and there's the illusion that you are talking to this person, but it is an illusion. It's an illusion that people want to buy because it's so interesting that you can feel like you're right next to this person when really it's just on the internet. So I guess what it does to the identity is I can't decide whether it's truer or whether it's more of a fabrication. You know, because you expect, since it's the internet, that people are going to be honest because it's anonymous, right? But also you get more exaggerated behavior, more exaggerated trolling, and more exaggerated flattery, and you don't get that in real life. But you also don't get to speak with people in real life who are as interested in what you're saying about philosophy or whatever you want to talk about, usually. I have a few friends who like philosophy, but not that many. So that's mainly why I do this. I thought that what you said about insanity was interesting. I would define insanity as a deviation from the method of thinking that developed through natural selection. So basically, however a brain developed given a particular environment, insanity is it can be caused by many things, but it's probably just a rewiring of synapses. And really it's interesting because the way people have developed is so successful that we're taking over the planet, we're wiping out other species, and we're growing at such a fast rate that, I mean, who knows, maybe we will end up wiping out ourselves. So maybe there's such thing as being too successful. But insanity, what is insanity? It's a less effective way of surviving in an environment. It's a different way of looking at things. And it's probably more fragmented. Or you can become obsessed with patterns. Yeah, I really wish that I knew about particular types of insanity, but insanity, objectively speaking, can cause delusions. You can't say that perception is completely subjective and insanity is completely subjective, because insane people can wander out into the street thinking that they're safe and get hit by a car and have very real results that kill them. So insanity is very interesting, actually. But that's all I have to say about that right now. I guess the last thing I wanted to talk about is your insistence on being negative about everything. I'm sorry if I got you wrong, if you're not as negative as you seemed in that video, but I want to sympathize if you're the type of person who's so empathetic that you feel the suffering of everyone around the world, and you can really imagine the starvation and the disease and the bloodshed caused by wars. I'm really sorry if you're that empathetic, but you can't change the whole world, and you can't prevent all suffering. Suffering is a condition of being a biological being. Even if you don't live in a war-torn country and you don't suffer physically, you're still going to suffer psychologically, you know, from whatever. Being human means that you're going to suffer. Not just being human, being alive. So, I don't understand why you would choose to focus just on the negativity. I think what you're implying is that if you live moment to moment, that you'll be a happier person. And this might be true in the short term, but eventually that sort of thing catches up to you. People are pretty irresponsible and selfish a lot of the time, but there are also people who transcend their selfishness. There are plenty of good people. So you can really choose what you decide to notice about life and about people. It's easy to be negative. It's harder to be happy, especially if you think a lot, and especially if you have a tendency toward introversion or ruminating on the past too much or whatever. If you think a lot, it's easier to be depressed. So what I say is that it's better to take on the challenge of being happy. It's more honorable. So that's what I think. Thanks for making such an interesting video, and take care.